in the ocean. So pretend we're in the phase earlier. One of those bacteria was us, and we crawled on the land. Wait, no, because the asteroid. Never mind. That didn't happen yet.
Evolution.
So all these things. Pretend there's water there. It's water. All the other shit in there, and then plants start growing. Lots of plants everywhere. Like flowers. It's a really great flower there.
It's like a mushroom.
Yeah,
It kind of does look like a mushroom.
Or a face with a giant nose. Fried egg.
It's a better flower. I don't know where I was going. I guess that's
That
a
looks
carnation.
more like a fried egg.
Yeah.
That looks more like a fried egg there.
Yeah.
If you just like smooth out that edge. Not really. Fried egg on a stick.
That was the Cyclops.
So now there's plants fucking everywhere. There's plants and there's animals and there's stuff in the water. There's stuff everywhere. And then it gets really crazy. Reptiles come. Cold-blooded bastards. And there's like these they got these dirty old toes. And they got 2 legs. Some have 4. And they've got like a jaws, big old teeth. That's pretty good. That's a good dinosaur right there. Although, yes, that's what most of them look like. There's like 3 that look just like that.
Where's the little arms?
Except the raptor looked like that. He had the toe like
They
that.
have little arms. Little teeny arms.
Oh yeah, they had little teeny arms. Little fingers. They weren't fingers though, they were just claws. They didn't move like ours. That's why they went extinct. Couldn't do anything with those. And these started eating the ones that were on 4 legs, like the big tall ones. They would get eaten. You ever see a Land Before Time? Totally
Herbivores.
accurate. There's a really tall one. Yeah, it's a really fucking tall one. He was big, absolute unit.
It's like the elephant of the dinosaur. It was long neck.
Fucking big, those things. They're like 80 feet tall or something. Anyway, this guy ate this guy. Sometimes this guy trampled this guy. Whatnot. This went on for, too long. Like, 600 million years or something? This went on for like millions of years this happened. Although, there was a really big one about this size, to this scale, called T-Rex. And that was like the last age almost. I think they would have gotten smart after that.
The velociraptors, the little tiny ones.
Yeah, they were about that big right there. Something like that. Anyway, this fucking asteroid, right? This asteroid comes out of nowhere. Exactly shaped like that. Just hauling ass towards Earth. These guys don't know what's happening. They're totally oblivious. This guy's in the middle eating this guy and boom! It just kills everything. Everything fucking dies. The only thing that survives are plants, a couple birds, some crocodiles, and everything in the water. Because they were protected, sort of. Some of those survived. A lot of them went extinct. Like, 80% of all life? Something like that?
Yeah, it was massive.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking bad. It was the biggest mass extinction event in history so far. Still is. And hopefully will remain that way for a long time. Anyway, they all died. Gone. Like that. Except it happened over a couple of days.
Little tiny creatures
Yeah, small things.
live.
Like cockroaches and bugs and shit like that. And things that fly, also things that swim. Those are the main...
Small mammals.
But everything big? Nope. You're gone. Anyway, I don't know exactly what we were before that, but something, like a bacteria or something, was a human, and it survived. So it started growing and getting bigger and multiplying, and soon, out of nowhere, boom, just people. Just walking around. Just people. Just, yeah. He's leaning forward.
What started this?
It's a philosophy
giant
assignment.
ball of shit in space. Rocks. Big old rock.
Meteor.
And other rocks.
A meteor.
There's lots of rocks, and that's how it all started.
Asteroid.
This guy He's just bending over, or one leg shorter. I don't know. Something's going on there. We got knees. And we, yeah. And we've got fingers. But not just any fingers. Some of them are like triple jointed. So like this one here bends in 2 places. And a third where it's attached. And this gives us the advantage over everything. Nothing has this many fingers and thumbs which bend like that. And they are like on the other side of the hand. Like most shit just had like that. But we had this. So we could grab stuff and we could like hold it and we could make things. So we started making spears.
No firing first.
Whatever. Fire was pretty quick.
Fire's really important.
And we had like obsidian and shit. We had fire, we had fur, and like all that. We had like fur coats. It was like a fashion show in Paris back then. Except everyone died at like 20 of some stupid disease that was easily cured nowadays. Yeah, and we hunted like all these cats. There's these big fucking cats we hunted. Oh, they were big, and they had these big, huge teeth.
Saber tooth.
Yeah, they had these huge teeth, and they had this really long one. It was like a foot long or something. It's exactly what they looked like.
Did you watch Race last night?
No, I've watched it a dozen times actually.
Put fire in there. Fire's really
Okay,
fun.
yes,
Fire.
they made fire. We made fire. That was gonna happen eventually, but we did make fire.
And it was blue, apparently.
Fire can be blue, so shut up. It can be. There's some sticks.
It was when we learned no more vegan crap. We could cook the meat. Yep.
Yeah. So now we didn't die of salmonella all the time. It was just some of the time. So, and that, I skipped a little bit, but that wasn't very important because we weren't around. So that's, I don't know how we became a dominant species. We're so dumb today. It's sad. And then everything froze, or it was frozen, and it was fucking cold, really cold. There was these big hairy elephants.
Mammoths.
Yeah, woolly mammoths. You need something?
Do you have some markers I could glue? Bright color?
I think you should honestly just sit here.
It's really
Quite
fun.
entertaining.
No, no.
You've given us a lesson on evolution. Yes.
That's it. Should be a
Built like an
mark.
AT-AT, obviously. And they had these really big fucking horns, but they were on the underside. Like, don't know what was going on there. And they had these big trunks, and they breathed through these. They can breathe through their mouth too, I think. But they could like suck shit up and like spray it out. It's crazy. And they were really hairy. They had lots of fucking hair. And we loved to eat these things back then. But then they died. I don't know what happened there. They died really quick. After all the ice melted from global warming. So you can't tell me global warming's not real. That's,
Oh yeah, of course.
it's a hoax when they say it's a hoax, because it's not real. It's real.
Called Ice Age.
Yeah. Otherwise we're still fucking frozen, freezing our balls off in ice. Anyway, fire helped with that. And then we stopped being savages there. We didn't evolve. We got a little bit smarter, and we started to develop language, which is all these series of and we could like communicate. That was after Pangea. Just pretend I did all that. And we could do all these language things, and we started to fucking talk non-stop. We just started to and we could talk with each other. But when we met other people who didn't talk like us, we killed them and ate them because,
Those were savages.
yeah, that was,
Animals.
yeah. And that was like before the Romans and the Greeks. So like, like, fuck, where am I? Before ancient civilizations, so that's
BC before Christ.
BC? Let's call it 1 BC. That's a good number. 1. You need something? See, you got paper there. No? You just watching?
Joining the show.
Alright. So we started to talk to each other a lot. Obviously, our language, English, which is made up of a bunch of other languages, is bullshit, but it actually worked out pretty good. The first English was pretty good because we had so many nouns and vowels and consonants and adverbs and verbs, all that shit. We could communicate really well, unlike some other languages. They didn't even have like nouns yet or some shit. Anyway, the Greeks came and they wrote like really fucking weird, like this and like that, and like they did the Z backwards with like a line through it. It was fucked. And they had all these gods. They had like 20 gods, and one of them was like the god of lightning. He was the most powerful. And they were, yeah, yes, like, Carrie, listen here. We know. Okay, so they wrote like that, and that's actually exactly what they wrote. Like they made yogurt or something, I guess, and olives. They were really popular. They did a lot of stuff. Anyway, the Romans came, and the Romans sort of used kind of Greek, and they had the same gods, but they just dressed them differently. So that made them different. Don't question it. And they built all these fucking boats. And they fucked up the Greeks. Like, they really gave it to them. They built all these boats. And they had these, like, fucking oars, like, 80 oars, and they had this drum. This is actually exactly what they looked like. Like that crustacean earlier.
That is a very nice drawing, actually.
And they had, like, dozens and dozens of fucking, on both sides, and they had this drum who would beat, and they'd row to the beat. They had some music. They were slaves, so that would be cool. And they had like rams and shit. They would have like iron rams, and they would slam into other boats, and it would sink them, and all the slaves would drown. But that's okay because they were slaves. It was pretty bad. They warred like that for a long time. But then the Romans, they just collapsed. Like their civilization just took a shit on itself. And that was it. No more boats. Anyway, skip forward to like after Christ, so AD. What's a really good place to start? After the Romans. Well, I'll tell you what, in like 1500, we started doing lots of shit. We started getting like medicine in there, making clothing. Well, that was after, but we had so much cool stuff. We had like the printing press, and we didn't have that much stuff back then. Jeez. What was it? 1400 for the printing press?
No.
Oh, the wheel's been around for fucking ages. Printing press was like, yeah.
No,
It's
it
like
was like more like 1600s.
1600s?
So, look it up.
Anyway,
Look
in
it up.
the
Look it up. Look it up.
sure. After like 1000, we started making all this crazy shit. The shit got really crazy. If you look in a socials textbook, it'll tell you. After like 1600, we had so much stuff. We almost had cars. We were almost there. 1700. 1700 is where things really began. We had newspaper, but we were still dying at 40 of everything. So that was bad. 1700. People are still not very smart, and they have these cool hats in like Germany and shit. It's actually Austro-Hungary or something right now. I don't know. And they got like these cool hats. Like a lot of people have these hats. And 1800. 1800 is a good place to start because we had a ton of shit. We started inventing like steam power. Someone in like 1850 invented no, it was 1800 I think. They invented the like combustion engine. So like gasoline, diesel, all that. That started somewhere around here, and it really revolutionized shit. Like you didn't need 30 horses to pull your plow anymore. Now you could have one little machine and it would pull all your shit. and all you had to do was feed it a little bit of water you couldn't drink, and it would do it. 1900. People are fucking antsy, and they want to kill each other again. So flash forward like 14 years, and they're having a parade, and this guy gets clapped, and his wife, they both get shot. They both get shot, and they die. And it was by like some Serbians or something, I don't know. Anyway,
Are you gonna get into like Achilles heel and stuff like that too?
what's we past that?
Oh, we're
Past
past
that.
Greek mythology.
Oh yeah, we're way past that. And
I have to
they
look
had
at
this
it.
badass car. It was like a Royce or something. I don't know. It was really nice. It wasn't the Batmobile. It's not. This is not how it looks really. It's like, it's really cool. I saw a picture. It was like nice. And they were getting out of the car and boom, some dude fucking shot them both with like the worst pistol created so far. So I don't know how he got them, but he did. There was actually this funny story. There was like 8 assassins. They all failed. One of them tried to jump into a river and he only ended up like hurting himself. He tried to kill himself. Another guy took cyanide, but it didn't work. It's fucking hilarious. Like there was like 8 of them. Only one of them got the job done. So, 1914, shit all goes to hell. Germany's like, you know what? We're gonna kill you. And then, what was it, Russia? No. Fuck, there were so many countries, and they're all chapped at each other, and they all declared war on each other because one declared war on another, and then their ally came to help. They declared war on them, and then they declared war on them, and it just became this big clusterfuck. That's Germany. Let's say Austria, Britain, Serbia. Serbia really started all the shit there, or didn't. You don't know. So, and then
Putting you on pause for a second, Connell.